watching how to build your own custom barn doors. Let me start this video off by saying if you're gonna build these yourself and you're trying to save money, the amount of tools and time it's gonna take you, you're probably better off just going and buying them from Wayfair or something like that. But like me, I don't give a shit. You're gonna probably need about $1,000 in tools, $200 in wood, and what you're gonna do to start out for you people who are like me and you don't care, you're gonna dry lay it out. By dry lay is you're gonna set all your wood up, make sure that it matches the measurement that you need. Mine is 49 inches exactly. So I've got my wood laid out, make sure all your boards are straight. You're gonna glue everything together in between, have some clamps. And right now I have 49 1/4 inches. So what I'm gonna do, and I have 9 boards, which is an odd number. So I'm gonna split one of my boards right in the center, and then I'm gonna use those 2 pieces, and I'm gonna probably put the little guys on the ends, the split right in between. So then I have 4 barn doors that are gonna bifold with 8 feet in length. And also every board is not exact when you buy it from the store. So I have to take off just a hair on each one. So they're all equal at 8 feet. And then I'm gonna run some boards left and right for the design of it. I'll throw a picture in there. My hardware set up already. Everything is level. Make sure you use a level when you're running this. And these ones stay in lock-in position. And there's 2 more that are gonna bifold the 4 doors that are gonna hang at 8 feet. So I got everything set up. A lot of work actually went into this before I even got to this point, because when I ripped out the old board, I had trim going up and down over here. I had to fix all the drywall and the edging. So this stuff's not easy, guys. It takes a lot of time. Okay, so make sure your prep work is good. I wasn't able to hit all the studs. I was able to hit a stud behind this bolt right here in the wall because there was wood there, and I was able to hit a stud over here, and then I used anchors on here. If you're not able to hit a stud on every single one, you might want to think about opening the wall up, putting 2x4s in there, and sealing the wall again. Luckily, this is solid, so I don't have to do that. Make sure your thing's not shaky, or you're gonna be a hack, and you don't want to be a hack. You see how these position and roll, but they're locked in place. If I could show you, there's a little, like an anchor in there that's locked on the hardware so it doesn't move. I picked up this barn door accessory kit from Wayfair. I think it was about 80 bucks. It comes with all the hinges. The only thing it doesn't come with is the handles, if you're gonna decide to put handles on there. So we're gonna get that bottom thing. This goes into the bottom when you get done, and it sits right there. This gets locked onto the floor, and that's how it swivels. Nice hinges over here. The hardware on this kit was really nice. I'm really impressed with it. Got all my boards cut to size. This is how I do it for you beginners. You feel this out and make sure that it's exactly where you want it, where it's flush, what I mean, so they're together. There's the extra. That's what I ripped off the other ones. I take my saw blade, and before I cut it, I make sure it's riding right up against that one, but not hitting the top one. And you see how it's gonna take off that little bit, okay? Alright, this just ensures that every single piece is exactly the same size. Your tip for you guys is to mark your boards. So I marked all my boards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Reason being is because when you go to lay these next time, you'll have gaps and stuff that you weren't expecting. But when I told you in the beginning to dry lay this out and lay it all out, that way you know that's how it's gonna look, that's how it's gonna be. You're not gonna be surprised with some little funky gap or something like that. Sometimes when you flip these boards around, you might have a little wave in it, you know? And there's more expensive boards, like when you go to buy them at the big box stores, where you have like quality, or they call it premium, and one of them costs more than the other. So you'll have a lot straighter boards and stuff like that. I think I got the mid-grade. This is pine, if you guys don't know that, and we're gonna be staining it to match the shelving that I put in the laundry room. I'll throw that in the video too. I did get the exact 8 feet on there, and the reason I put this board here was just to straighten it out. That way it's exactly 8 feet, and I could look at it just in case there's any mistakes. You guys could see that's square as heck. Ready to start measuring and cutting this down. I'm actually I got 4 bifold doors that's gonna go in here. So what I'm gonna do is split the center. I'm gonna build the set of 2 and the set of 2 together, and then at the end I'm gonna put it on my table saw and I'm gonna rip it right down the center. That way it's exactly where I want it and I don't have to mess around with 4 different doors. You need to rip one of these boards right in the center and use one of these pieces on the doors on the left and one of these pieces on the doors on the right. That way it doesn't look funny. If you're not worried about a split line, you don't need to do this step. But I like my stuff to look perfect. So a quick method for you guys to try to capture where is the center that I'm gonna rip on that table saw, and this is how I find it. This method always works for me because I don't know if you guys know this, but people that measuring tapes, they like to move around a 1/4 inch. This little metal plate likes to shift around and move a little bit. Hope that makes sense. This is never locked in exact. So I like to take a piece of paper and I put it down from one corner to the other and I mark it. Then I fold the paper in half and I mark that. So now I know when I set this over it as a template, that is my center line. That's where I'm gonna split it at. Don't forget to account for the thickness of the table saw. It's a little less than a 1/4 inch right there. So you wanna split it right in the center. And if you don't need to be this exact, don't think I'm crazy. But I'm gonna put that table saw right in the center of that mark. That way, these 2 boards are gonna be identical. Now you can see my saw blade is gonna rip right in the center of that mark, and I'm gonna be a happy camper. A lot of people don't know how much work goes into doing this. I probably gotta spend another 3 hours just making the video, just because I have to stop, record, edit, all that. So hit that like button so I can keep making these videos and helping your ass out. Beat a wood glue in between each board, and I clamped it. And make sure you use a square to make sure this sucker is square before you start gluing it. You don't want a sliver of a gap on this side. Can't show you guys because that clamp's in the way, but just make sure it's square and everything is perfect. Push it up and then clamp it. And I talked about the gaps that you might end up with. After I ripped it, the wood wanted to bend a little bit, but once I glue this and clamp it, I'm good. There ain't gonna be an issue here. I got this set of barn doors, which is gonna be 2 barn doors here and 2 here. I got that one drying right now with the glue. I got a heavy bag of cement in there to keep it down because it wanted to buckle. So I got all my pieces so there's no lippage in between them. So it looks like one solid piece, but you still got the grooves. This thing's gonna look great when it's done. I got these pieces cut out, which I gotta glue in, and I'm gonna hit them with a nail gun to keep them in place. This thing's coming along real nice. All right, got one of the doors done, and just want to throw some tips in there for you guys. Do not let anybody know that you're capable of doing this, or you're gonna have your best friends, your mother, your cousin. Don't even tell your wife you know how to do this, or she's gonna have you doing all kinds of projects. People are gonna ask me how much the material costs. It was about $124 just for the wood, and about $80 for the barn door accessory kit. That's all the metal hardware. Re-drilling and installing the hardware. This is looking really good. I really like how it's coming out. And I actually saw these on Wayfair. It was $508 per 2-panel. So that's $1,016 what you just saved if you've gotten this far and you can do this for under $200. That's wood, hardware, and stain. Drill the bottom out to insert this little metal thing that goes in here. And then this part, this is the bottom of the door. This bracket right here is going to get mounted to the floor. That way it tells it not to rock the door around. Hope that makes sense. Okay, I got this at the bottom of the door there, a similar one like that. I'm going to mark it, outline it with like a black little Sharpie or something like that where I can erase it easily. And then I'm going to take this off and we'll drill the holes and mount this to the ground so this way this doesn't move back and forth. I also got these clips right here. I just had these left over from a job, so I saved them when they go into each other. If your doors don't go together and they're like warped, you can get a pair of these, put these on, they cross each other, and then it makes it stay in place where you don't have to try to adjust it every time if it's on.